I am in my late 30s, which means that I don't have a whole lot of delusions like I did when I was in my 20s, when I first started my first blogs with like the way I needed to be seen back then, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to be seen. I think that I started being a writer because there was a big part of me that wanted to be heard, and the only way that it felt safe to do that was by doing it through words where I could write it and feel like I wasn't burdening people. Let's do this a little further down. But now we're not only in like a different time of the internet, but also of just like, I want to be part of a world where everybody has the freedom and right and safety to totally self-express. But to do that, it means that I need to be part of that world. I need to share myself that way. And not only like prove that it is safe, or in the places that it's not safe, make it a safe place. You have to be a participant in the kind of world that you want to be in, right? Just contributing to making the internet and the world a safer place for everybody. And by the way, we just moved to Texas and I'm still getting used to the humidity, which I love, but I have no idea how to do makeup for it. So today we're basically putting on as little as humanly possible and hoping for the best. Also today, I woke up and I realized I was wearing this shirt that Jake got for his bachelor party, and it has pictures of himself on it and it says Jake. And it usually has like at least 1 or 2 pieces of mouth tape because I sleep with mouth tape on. And they get, like, I pulled them off in my dreams and they end up on my shirt. Weird things happen at night, and so I just felt ugly. I just felt gross. I just felt like frumpy. Remember that word frumpy? That's how I felt. That didn't feel like enough. Let's do more. I got this one from Polite Society and I actually love it. It's the shade Paris. How I contour my nose, you guys are gonna laugh. Okay, also speaking of, Stephanie Lang put out a video yesterday about how Anne Boleyn had like a big striking nose. Same. But I like my nose. I think it's, yeah, it's strong. It's pretty direct. It doesn't mess around. But it's from my family and I think that's, you know, part of my lineage that I want to honor and keep. Anyway, so she put out this video and someone, I was like, oh my God, this video is amazing. Thank you for making it, blah, blah, blah. Somebody commented back to that and was like, you can't be beautiful with a big nose. You can't lie to yourself. You're fooling yourself. This is stupid. Like, you will never be beautiful. Subjective. I wasn't that bothered by it because I like, first of all, looked at that person's profile and it was just like a bunch of like faceless troll pictures anyway. So what's the point of even being upset? And secondarily, it was like, dude, if you're a woman, which her name was a feminine name, but again, no pictures, so I have no idea who was behind it. If you're a woman, you shouldn't be tearing down other women. And so anyway, the point is, I woke up this morning just feeling frumpy and kind of gross and wanting to feel more like romanced in my own morning routine. So Jake and I today are going to go get me a pair of pajamas. Because the other part about being in your late 30s is just like the girls are out. I used to wear these like cute little matching set pajamas of like a tank top and shorts and they were slicky. I can't do that anymore. So we're gonna go get something conservative and cute, and Jake is buying it for my Valentine's Day present. I got this on Amazon. It's a battery powered eyelash curler and I'm never going back to like using my hair dryer. That was an absolute mess. I'm gonna share a little bit of that today and also just continue trying making more TikToks or any kind of content, YouTubes, whatever, that are just like my real human experience. I promised myself after chemo that I was going to share more of that, and I did face the backlash of the internet and friends and family who were like, we don't want to see this from you, and I wish I hadn't listened. I really regret it. So now, finally, I'm going to stop those bully noises in my own head, and we're gonna see how it goes. More importantly, we're gonna see how it feels. I already have a Substack if you want to follow there as well. But yeah, I think I've just spent a little too much time trying to put myself out there, but also not allow myself to be judged negatively, like trying to control the narrative a little bit while also expressing myself. And that was impossible. It just ended up me not expressing myself. So we're gonna stop that and we're just gonna see how it goes to just be out there. And it's kind of the perfect time since we're in a totally new city. We're gonna be starting new jobs, new friendships, finding new routines, new restaurants, new favorite places. See what I mean? But yeah, the goal today is to be the kind of person who walks the talk of having the internet be a safe place for all kinds of beings, people, identities, ways of life, looks, noses, to express themselves and having fun with it, just really having fun with it. But also like remembering that I went through that when I was 17 and came out of it because there was something for me to share, and I need to rediscover it, and I'm just going to make it public, my rediscovering of like why I was kept alive and what was so magical about being alive and why I fought so hard and what there is for me to share now. So let's go buy some new pajamas. Okay, it's the next morning. These are the pajamas. And they also come with this little like bralette, which is so cute. And I slept in them all night, so I very much approve. And they were like the first ones on the shelf when we walked in, and Jake even laughed and he was like, wow, first try, wham bam. And then he was off to like shop for something for himself. But yeah, I really like them. They're very comfortable. They're by Dan Skin, and they're this like really nice rose color. And it's now, Jake, what time is it? 6:41. It's 6:41 in the morning. We've been up since like a little after 5 because we are trying to work out earlier, but also roller babes. But also we are hoping to get up and go join this run club on Monday in Houston that starts at 6 in the morning, which we realized today is still dark, so that'll be interesting. But are you closer? Today was also the first day of just trying to like really hone in on what in the morning would make me feel more like romanced by my own life or a romance with my life. So we don't have any furniture right now, which makes it kind of hard because it's not like I can go out and like sit on the couch and light candles and do things that I would normally do to make my mornings nice. But at least there was a good practice of awareness of where does it feel like it's a little bit empty. And one of the things is just like the moment I wake up, I feel a little, not a sense of dread, sort of a sense of fear. Like, what is this day gonna hold? Who do I need to take care of? Where am I expected to be that I don't want to be? Just some old feelings that I think probably definitely started in childhood, but then were like perpetuated through, you know, jobs that weren't right, or, you know, living in cities that didn't feel good at the time, or relationships that weren't healthy. And so it's kind of a good place to be where we don't have anything in the way, and my morning can be a dreamy space to think about what would be a what would be like a romantic morning, so that I can really think about like the first moment I wake up of like, why am I not feeling excited to just be awake? Before we get all the bells and whistles of candles and furniture and things that are going to make it nice, I can just like really focus on that first wake up moment of why am I feeling a sense of fear? Where does that pattern come from? Because I think it's a habit loop, and trying to break through that. But it did feel really good to wake up and go look in the mirror, like when I first got out of bed, and be like, oh, right, these are cute. So we're going to work on that, and part of it is now first thing I make my coffee, which I always put in like this to-go mug because it keeps it hot forever and ever. And I started adding cinnamon and cardamom because yesterday we went to a Yemen cafe and they had cardamom in the coffee, and it was, oh my gosh. So that's kind of a new little treat in the morning. But also not looking at my phone, not checking my emails, going straight into to be magnetic DIs and journaling, and just seeing if I can use the clarity first thing in the morning to kind of clean out whatever's happening with that fear loop that starts first thing in the morning, where I wake up, open my eyes, and I'm like, oh gosh, like what am I supposed to be doing? It has like a little bit of shame and a little bit of fear in it of like, I'm not doing enough, and where am I needed, and what am I supposed to be doing, and who do I need to put before myself today before I can get my own needs met. There's a lot in there. We're unpacking, but pajamas were a win. So Jake and I are now gonna go on a little practice run and see if we can make it 4 miles. I know we can, but just, you know, so we don't totally embarrass ourselves on Monday.